Perfect. And that's a pro tip. What we're gonna do today is we're going to put on a new clutch. The clutch was $100. Nothing crazy, just a standard clutch. So I got to put that on this beast. You know, essentially the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, I hope you really enjoyed the first episode of the first part of this with the unloading and then the pulling out of the old 302, and then the whole Spider-Man thing. I thought that was kind of funny because it was like Halloween. Yeah, if you actually want to see the actual stuff that happened with that, it was kind of funny. There's a couple moments in there that were kind of sketchy where everything almost fell apart. But yeah, that's going to be available after this video. Well, before this video comes out. Wait, it'll be available in the past, but the present, or the future to me. So, what I have to do is actually take the flywheel off of this motor and put it onto that one. I think, wait. Just wait a moment. I have my disc and I have my clutch and I don't have a flywheel. So, yep, we do need the flywheel. Which, okay, I kind of figured. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't doing much work. And this is the starter. The bottom ones are going to be harder because this is sitting on the ground. I'll have to pick it up, prop it up on something. I should say, the motor's seized in this, so the flywheel's not going to spin like you would generally see. Oh, but the motor itself might turn. I wish I would have gotten an aluminum flywheel, but budget. I think I never really have said what my budget is on this. I would like to stay under $4,000. And I think right now I am at 3,200. That's with the car. So the car is 2,000. I'm gonna clean up those DOE heads and sell those. I might be able to get $100 out of them after I machine them myself. Somebody's like, you're gonna machine them in your garage? Yeah, I am. Listen, I don't have a machining table, but it's like the backside's always flat, already flat. All it needs is the valves to be taken out and sanded down. Just needs the valves to be taken out, sanded down, and then basically kind of sandblasted in a way. And then probably new springs and new rockers. Oh, that's heavy. Let's look at the teeth here real quick as I throw it on a crowbar. Well, aside from the mud and everything else in the grass, this looks like a brand new flywheel Fomoco. A couple spider eggs. Ugh. Cool. So let me get you close up here. So you can see that that's fine. A little bit of surface rust, but that's cool. Okay. Here's another kind of telltale sign that I'm dealing with the same type of 302. I'm gonna reuse the old one. It's a little bit stiffer, and it actually has this bottom piece on it, which is probably something I need. Yeah, because it seals off the clutch from dust and stuff. So that's cool. Okay. Let's see. I just want to see it fit about this. Fits. Hey, we're done. That's cool. I'm gonna tilt this engine back just slightly and put this forward under it a little. All right, so I'll do the starter after this. So this is the new clutch. You can see that it's shiny, wrapped up. Very nice. $99. Let me think about this here. So this pilot bearing is way too freaking small. So I have to reuse that pilot bearing over there. I have to get something to pull out that pilot bearing. Ugh. Okay, so what I have here is actually a lifter pull-out tool that's about the same diameter. So I'm just gonna tighten this thing up. Okay, so this is a lifter pulling out tool, which kind of is about the same diameter as this. So that's max. Check this out. So you don't always need one of those, the bread and the socket. You can just use one of these if you have it. Perfect. And that's a pro tip. Oh, I love it when crap works out. So you can get these off of Amazon for like 20 bucks. They work really well. I'll be pulling out lifters on that thing with this as well. And that's a 7/16 for that tool. Just brake clean this off a little bit. Oh. I thought this was supposed to be a bearing. Huh. This looks like it's just made of straight brass. And it's the same, it's Fomoco. It's the same either way. I think I'm gonna put the Fomoco out. Compo. I don't know what compo means. So you grab a socket like this. Just tap it in. Tap, tap, tappy. have one of my own hairs in my mouth. Sick. Pilot bearing. Check. That doesn't need to be greased or lubed. I had to figure something out here for a minute. I started out putting these bolts in. These were off an automatic. This is off a manual 302. The bottom one is a manual. Now, I'm sure somebody that knows transmissions and motors and all this probably caught that right away. I didn't. But I just noticed that, like, I just wasn't getting, it just didn't feel right to me when I was putting them in, because it's like, if you look at how long that is, they basically sit about right there. You'd only be getting, you know, a few threads on there. It just didn't sit right in my head. And then I looked at the other bolts and I'm like, oh, those are longer, because this is more thick than the other flywheel. Oh, yeah, okay. Now I'm at 81. This thing has like kind of like a line that goes like this, and then down, and then over. It's very confusing. Okay. All right. That's on there. Pilot bearing, flywheel, clutch. Okay, there's a whole separate part to this shit. Okay, this one says flywheel side, so this is gonna go this way. Okay, and then we have this tool. Oh yeah, which goes in here. Oh yeah, don't touch the disc. Flywheel side. Okay. There's no pegs on this. Oh. That's not good. There's a problem. I can't mount that. Won't mount to this. Okay. This is when you think on your feet. some remnants of Loctite on there. All right, let's get this one into place. Caution, this flywheel will only mount to the properly orientated correct position. Good. That's how it should be, right? So I think it's good to point out here that I did buy a flywheel. Okay. It turns out, and you'll see here in a moment, that the flywheel that I bought actually does not match up with the clutch kit I bought. I bought that on 2 separate occasions, and the flywheel that I got did not match up with the clutch kit that I bought. One was an 11-inch and the other is a 10.5. I wouldn't even have shown this, but I think it's good to show people that failure happens. Not everything goes smoothly. I don't always guess correctly, and that's just life. This is a prime example of where experience in doing this outweighs just possibly like theory or intelligence or problem solving. Had I known that, I would have bought the correct parts and not relied on AutoZone to tell me what parts were correct. So I do want to thank you all for watching, and there are some good tips in here and some informative things. These might be things that you aren't considering when you're doing your project, because I definitely know I didn't. So again, thank you for watching. This has been Gorilla's Garage. Please click like and subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you can get my content right when it comes out. Thank you very much. Have a great night.